Hi you guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video, another documentary. You guys have requested me to check out Mike Tyson, baddest man on the planet. I believe it. Before we get into this video, if you want to support me, you can go and cop my Stockholm oversized unisex super cozy crew neck. I will have the link down in the description. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble or anything. Let's get straight into this reaction video.
When you talk about boxing, for most people, you're talking about the heavyweight division. The heavyweight champ of the world is an icon.
Mike Tyson.
Ooh,
Iron
woo,
Mike.
People around the world do want to see
We're gonna start this video like that. This is the first part, by the way. This
American phenomenon.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson, heavyweight champ of the world. I won titles, I had everything in the world, but I still had that darkness in me.
Pet tigers, bro. He wrestled with them.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
See, it just started. I got goosebumps.
Because at this particular point, I was throwing, what can I say, hydrogen bombs. And at any moment, man, every punch was with murderous intention.
I believe he will be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And if he remains dedicated, interested, and without any distractions, I believe that eventually he will go down in history as the greatest heavyweight champion ever.
But first, a word from our sponsor. It's no coincidence.
Let me just skip this.
Shoes, no socks, black trunks. As soon as you stepped in the ring, the other guy across the ring, what were you thinking? I mean, because he was thinking, oh, that's my ass.
Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of unguarded meat.
I dare them even to challenge me in these fighters, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? With their primitive...
Success story, a street kid who fought his way out of poverty to astounding fame and fortune.
An ominous sense of dread.
Fear was a lot
Shout
of
out to Mike
Tyson's
Tyson.
weapon. The fighters came in almost frozen.
He comes naked with his shoes on.
I see what?
He signifies what he's about.
Mike Tyson's opponents come in with great psychological disadvantage.
Guys come into the ring and they are scared.
Black shoes, no socks, black trunks. As soon as you stepped in the ring, the other guy across the ring, what were you thinking? I mean, because he was thinking, oh, that's my ass.
Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of unguarded meat.
I dare them even to challenge me in these fighters, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? With their primitive boxing skills, you know what I mean? They're as good as dead.
It was a persona he was trained
This guy is lovable, though.
to adopt.
Wherever I've been,
personality.
okay, what country, I've never had experience being captivating and spending that 7 years with Cus D'Amato.
He's the one who told me to size on me and anything, but it was the intimidation factor. He said intimidation is the most magnanimous factor in life.
Won national junior Olympic boxing championships. 15-year-old Mike Tyson.
50.
Here we go. Bombs away, Jimmy. Let's watch this carefully. Because Tyson in the blue is a bomber. He's trained by no other than Cus D'Amato. Oh, and there it's all over.
Wow. Wow.
Tyson.
This guy's out of
by
it.
Cus D'Amato had Lord Patterson.
Threw him around like a
Perez,
piece of
2
something.
world champions.
Like a piece of meat.
I remember one day we were in a house, we were robbing somebody's house, and my friend who thinks he's a professional, he tried to lock the door, but the guy came open the door.
Man said he thought he was a professional.
And blew his brains out. I'm from that world.
By age 10, Mike had been abandoned by his father and lived mostly on the streets.
Mike Tyson beat up a boy who stole his pigeon when he was 9. By 11, he was fighting for money.
Everybody would bring other kids from different neighborhoods around to fight me for money. I was really, hey, listen, I'm not showing off a bragging. I was just really a good fighter.
Engaging in constant criminal activity, he was arrested 38 times by the age of 13.
I have been through some real hard times, and to get through them, I believe that there was something out there, like someone had a plan for me. I got introduced to a German by the name of Bobby Stu, and he started teaching me how to box, because I thought I was a tough guy.
Stewart then brought Tyson to a gym above the police station in Catskill, New York.
Mike Tyson came to me as a
Guys, you need people like that.
result of an interest taken in him by a fellow named Bobby Stewart. Now, he was 13 and a half years old, I believe.
This old Italian guy that Be my mentor eventually, and his name was
save
Cus
you.
D'Amato.
You remember Cus D'Amato, the man who managed Floyd Patterson's heavyweight title?
Cus was revered as an all-time great boxing trainer. As fate would have it, he just happened to be in proximity to perhaps the most talented, gifted fighter to ever exist.
And now, his seasoned eye for talent has spotted a fresh, up-and-coming young heavyweight named Mike Tyson.
He taught Mike from the age of 13 to the age of 19 how to control his emotions.
Cus D'Amato immediately saw Tyson's potential.
Your mind is not on your work. Your mind is not on your work. There's something distracting you.
He was my father. He was my father. And there's nothing else I could tell you. He loved me. I loved him.
Mike's over, and suddenly, from nowhere, all of the power I told you about, trained by Cus D'Amato. D'Amato says this young man is my reason for still living. I care about him. He is, in fact, my son. That's the way I view him.
It was the great boxing trainer, Cus D'Amato, who finally turned Mike's life around, took him under his wing, and rechanneled Mike's energies into boxing.
D'Amato immediately went to work, preparing him to be a champion.
When you get hit, that's when you gotta be calmest. That's when you gotta be calmest. When you get hit. A professional fighter has gotta learn how to hit and not get hit. At the same time, be excited.
Tyson channeled the rage of the impoverished and abused.
I was angry, I was just a little kid. I was still bitter. I wanted to make people pay.
Being part of Cus D'Amato's family was therapeutic. It gave him direction, it gave him order, it gave him care, loving.
Tyson's teens were spent in the D'Amato family. Cus eventually adopted him.
If he weren't here, I probably wouldn't be alive today. The fact that he is here and doing what he's doing, and doing as well as he's doing, and
what a story so
improving
far.
as he has, gives me the motivation and interest to stay alive.
And from the beginning I met him, he always talked to me like I was never talked to me like a child. And he said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to beat all these guys. We're going to win this championship. And I didn't even have an amateur fight yet, and he told me all these things. He just met me. I'm a little kid. He said, you're going to be the world champ.
You get emotional when you talk about Cus.
I didn't know I was the one.
Well, you were a specimen.
Things more than that to be a fighter.
Tyson, when I first had him, he was 190 pounds, nothing but muscle, 12 years old.
His anger cloaked him in a shroud of intimidation.
I'm only 12 or 13 at the time.
You're not gonna take my title. You're the champ, fight smart.
Everyone needs that person in your life that believes in you. Like, that means everything.
But I was a monster, man. Oh, man.
He saved us. We both saved each other.
And it was 2 years in a row that I took him in, and he won him by first round knockouts in every fight.
Hey, Cus, 8-second knockout, the first round. 8-second knockout.
The help that Cus gave Mike was not only in the ring, but out of the ring.
And even though I had a mother and family, that was my first encounter with love.
Yes. And so you were the son he never had.
And I feed the fire until it becomes a roaring blaze. And then when it becomes a roaring blaze, I pour huge logs on. And then you really got a fire going. That's what I do with these boys. That's what I try to do.
Look at this smile. So amazing. Mastered it.
Did you live there at his house with him?
Yeah.
For how
He adopted me from 14 to 19 till he died.
Tyson jump on the rope. He had maybe a dozen fights in the Junior Olympic Championship, and he knocked out every fighter he fought to win the national championship twice.
Come on, come on. Michael, come on.
Go to big city, they stop. And it's like, wow, Mike Tyson. You're Mike Tyson, aren't you?
He's got the physique, he's strong, You know, he's awesome looking. But he's a kid in a man's body.
Everyone wanted a piece of the champion destroyer from the West.
See, everything Cus told me, I believed it because I achieved it.
Mike skipped the Olympics and opted to turn pro as soon as possible.
The professional debut of Mike Tyson in the white trunks.
This kid with a butcher block body just beating the bejabbers out of people in a wham-bam, thank-you-ma'am fashion.
And this is not going to take too long.
He debuted to tremendous fanfare.
He is going down, and if that is it in round one, that is a pretty impressive professional debut.
He did not disappoint.
And you just wonder how much of a tight schedule Cus D'Amato and Jimmy Jacobs, his two managers, are going to throw at him.
Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton were the management behind Tyson's early career.
Jim Jacobs and Cus D'Amato were very, very close friends.
And he served as another strong father figure for Tyson to confide in.
Because when I leave, he not only will know how to fight, he will not only understand many things, but he'll also be able to take care of himself because I have good friends like Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton who are thoroughly and completely honest.
Jacobs also regards himself as Mike Tyson's best friend.
Jacobs had a very good relationship with Tyson. It was like a big brother, little brother type.
Bill and I both feel that
Imagine if you wouldn't have met him in the first place when he was only 13.
Mike Tyson is definitely going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. The real question is when.
Well, we saw Mike Tyson's professional debut. Hard to believe this. Just about a month ago in round one. Well, we didn't get much of a chance to see Tyson. And already in what seconds, Singleton touches down.
Storming his way through one pro after another.
Down goes Singleton again, left up this time. This boy is tough. Just a perpetual motion machine so far. This isn't going to go too long. We're already in round one. The referee humanely has seen enough. Tyson shrugs almost as if disappointed that the fight is over so quickly. Walks back to his corner.
And when he turned professional in early 1985, he wanted to get him into the arena, back to the gym. If you let him run wild, he's going to get in trouble.
I think that in a way, Mike Tyson is
Some people
an
need
American
that discipline. Structure.
And that he was trained, you know, to be a killer in the ring.
Because you know he can't hit you back, so you can throw the bomb with all the power you can generate.
This mentality is dead work.
Mike insisted on knocking out at least one sparring partner a week.
Cus used to say, don't knock everybody out because you wouldn't have nobody to spar with.
Jacobs and Cus had an ambitious plan for young Tyson.
He was just an amazing man. And once I met him, and I was getting in trouble a lot, but once I met this guy, my whole life has changed.
You know? What do you mean?
You just need that one person that cares.
They recognized the need to keep Mike busy, so Tyson fought almost monthly.
That's his trainer, Kevin Rooney, who was a pretty decent welterweight in his day, 5'10". He is not a big heavyweight. He's only a kid, mentor and father figure. Cus D'Amato has been raising him in the fistic arts.
Tyson was like a sponge. He just absorbed everything that Cus had to teach him.
His marauding style, coupled with blistering speed and head movement, seemed unstoppable.
The head movement, throwing the punches with bad intention.
Take your eyes off the ring card, girl. Watch the fight. We've had a good first round between Mike Tyson and his third pro opponent, Don Halpin.
Green girls have changed.
Definitely was hurt there. Looks apprehensively at Tyson. It's like good right hand. Halpin down.
No chance.
Early in the fourth, can Tyson finish this? I think so. A jolting little left hook that shook Halpin down to his heels.
He quickly developed a reputation for first round knockout.
Did you ever stop and think, like, man, how lucky am I that I ran into that man?
No. He said he summons me.
He summoned you. Whoa. He summoned you.
Because if you take a boy and you teach him how to fight from beginning to end, part of you is in him too. So that when he fights, part of you is in that ring.
From Catskill, New York,
He is undefeated in 3 professional bouts, all victories, all knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Mike Tyson.
Yay! Let's go, Mike. Yes.
This horrific, storming destroyer just coming after your soul.
Your soul is mine.
Hitting your soul out of your body. Just the movement, you guys.
Hammer. Boy, that was fast. Boy, that was hard.
220 pounds, but moved like a 160-pound guy.
So
legs have gone.
And the
This is
strength,
all over.
don't even
Yes, it is.
talk about that.
I don't believe it. That's well inside a minute. Tyson absolutely destroyed
How
him
can
there.
you not love
Kevin
this guy?
Rooney